So this past week has actually been a bit surreal for me. So I came into this retreat not with too many expectations and not really knowing what I was getting myself into, whether it was going to be just yoga all the time, if it was going to be just soul searching all the time, or what types of people were going to be there. And the entire experience, everything, the rain, the shine, the laughter, the tears, just exceeded every and all expectation I possibly ever could have hoped for. All the activities, just the surprise ones, were above and beyond.
Could you tell us something about activities? Talking about activities.
So activity-wise, so waking up at 3 in the morning, not really knowing what getting yourself into to hike a volcano is pretty surreal. The idea of climbing something in the dark, just kind of going with the vision of what someone else is telling you and following it through with the group of people that you just met, and then the sunlight coming out and just kind of looking out of what you just accomplished is beautiful in itself, but also gives you the idea of like you've accomplished something before 7 a.m., before the sun even comes up. And then it kind of turned into pure happiness on Christmas Day, where you normally would be spending time with your family and people that you're very close with. And this Christmas I hiked a volcano and spent time with a group of people that I just met days before, but I felt like I've known them my entire lives.
What an elaborate answer. Okay, so that leads us to next question. How would you describe the vibe of this place or of this retreat?
The vibe of this retreat was just purely open. It had no judgment, no expectations. It was, if you felt like you needed to cry, you cried. If you laughed, everyone laughed with you. It was just a very welcoming vibe, very positive. And whether it rained and we were splashing through puddles walking between villas, it was just pure joy and happiness with every single person, every single moment, every breath we took. It was just pure happiness and just soul searching.
Nice. So for you personally, do you have any particular highlights that is precious for you?
So there's a few things that actually were just huge highlights for me. The one was just these people that I've met have been, I feel like, lifetime friends now. Another one was the surprise silent disco, which was something I've always wanted to do, and to have it be on a day where it's Christmas and you're just kind of not expecting anything and everything's already going like wonderfully, and then having that kind of pop up was a huge highlight, and just I think my face like lit up into a million stars because I was just so excited. And then also just the yoga in itself was, I've just recently gotten into yoga and working on poses or stretching. It's good to have that extra guidance. So that's been a huge highlight for me.
About this silent disco, I think you didn't mention one detail about the location of the silent disco.
Yes, so the silent disco was on top of the volcano after we had hiked up at 4 in the morning to see the sunrise, and it was actually quite cloudy and a bit rainy, and in the middle of the silent disco the sun came out, and this group that I'm with is just dancing and smiling and playing with monkeys on top of a volcano, and just it was fantastic. Just the people that put it together, they couldn't have executed it better. Cynthia and everyone that put everything together was perfect.
Who would you recommend this kind of retreat? What kind of people?
I would recommend, well, anyone that is willing to have an open mind, as well as any person that isn't quite sure what they're missing, if they're like feeling a little lost, if they are just need a change or just need a pure adventure. This retreat can cater to all people of business-minded likes or very spiritual. So basically anyone and all people of walks of life can fit into a group as long as you go in with no judgment and you're willing to be open-minded.
Was there any transformative moment, or is there something that you are taking away from this retreat?
Yes, so for me the past year had been an up and down roller coaster of emotions, happy cries, sad cries, and it's not really something I was used to in my life, so I kind of knew I needed just something out of my norm. So coming here, I really didn't know what I was getting into, but something that really was forthcoming was doing some of the meditations where we visualized, and just the people that had either been there for support or hurt us, just kind of thanking them for having some sort of impact in our life, but then also just either saying goodbye to them in the sense of not goodbye forever, but goodbye for holding me down in a sense, or just tethering me to something I don't want to be a part of. But this retreat really just kind of opened me up to something that I have never really been good at, was sharing. So this really kind of transformed that in me, and making my heart open is huge.